1987 witnessed two superhero films in Hindi cinema. The first, Superman, was a failed imitation of the immensely popular Western superhero. The other, Mr. India, was an entertaining commercial hit which has aged well over the decades. Fantasy, love story, and melodrama all punched in. Mr. India became a standard against which subsequent superhero films of Hindi cinema tend to be judged. In the same year, there was another film based in Bombay but made in Tamil. Nayakan by Ratnam was typically out of a commercial stable. It, like Mr. India, did set the box office ringing, but with a completely different approach. Both films, as their names suggest, idolize the hero and try to project him as larger than life. While the hero of Mr. India is a commoner, any ordinary Indian male, albeit quite uncommon in his empathetic virtues, the central character Velu Nayakar in Nayakan is a distinctively unique alpha male. Nayakan is loosely based on the life and times of the Tamil gangster Varadarajan Mudaliyar, who ruled Dharavi, the Bombay slum, from the 1960s till the 1980s. Stylistically, the film is also indebted to Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather and its famed sequel 2 years later. Bombay, as always, through depictions in so many films, is both a shelter and a dream churner for the needy, and at the same time, an exploiter of the vulnerable, the weak, and the shy. In the mainstream gangster films of the ones with angry young heroes starting in the 1970s, the benevolent fugitive hero has always a story of deprivation to fall back on. The ruthlessly brutal police is stereotypically the main adversary to triumph against. For nearly 2.5 hours, Mani Ratnam takes us on a journey of Velu as a young boy to an aged gangster before his death. In the process, like Coppola's Godfather, Ratnam as well humanizes Velu and positions him within the framework of family and friends. This positioning, which is generally unseen of the angry young man profile, who is always on the run, with mostly a mother's honor to reclaim and a lust for revenge that replaces his yearning for love, helps the director to balance Velu's intimate affection for his family and the violence he commits continuously. In a sense, Nayakan is a film about the marginalized. Velu himself is marginalized, considering his Tamil background in a city that is equally a metropolis as well as one that is ruthlessly parochial. Velu's sympathetic inner self is what makes him help the poor, throw himself at their peril, and become godlike. It is this tenderness which drives him to marry Neela, a schoolgirl forced into prostitution he met early in his life. It is to be noted that within the typical masala Tamil film of the times, where the macho hero swept the rich and spoilt brat off her feet and tames her ego and vanity, Ratnam's Nayakan tries to explore love not only between the man and the woman, but also the man and his surroundings at a different level. The significance of Nayakan also lies in its epic allegory. While the deification of Velu from a slum dweller to a man of the masses has all the romanticism of myths, his tragedy is akin to that of Karna of Mahabharata. Karna was killed only when he parted with his armor and earrings that rendered him invincible. For Velu as well, he is shot by Ajit only after he parts with his Rudraksh, his faith. Like Karna, Velu's tragedy was also in having a fatherless identity while growing up. When his son dies, the family legacy is only continued through his daughter's son. It becomes inescapable, hence, that his daughter Charumati's son will receive Velu's Rudraksha as his blessing the inducement to value's final downfall. The power of real-life gangsters of Bombay, Varadarajan Mudaliar, Karim Lala and Haji Mastan, rested in their authority over controlling the Bombay harbors, the chief points of illegal trade. Through manipulating the trade points, these men and their gangs ran their dynasty of smuggled goods. With the globalization of economy since the 1990s, the need for smuggling imported items has become irrelevant and to an extent extinct. The mythical stories of deadly gangsters masterminding the lives of the common man, a state of parallel economy dictating the authority, is hence long gone. But the lingering shadow of Velu Nayakan persists for depicting the angst of the underprivileged and the inherent haunting pathos with tragic underpinning for the perverse indictment of justice.